Dear students, welcome to MSBT online learning platform. Myself, Ms. Manisha Pokharkar, lecturer in Computer Engineering Department from Vidyalankar Polytechnic, Mumbai. Our Unit 2 is Derive Syntactical Construct in Java. Unit outcome, write the program by implementing arrays to solve the given problem. And the learning outcome is students should understand the array and its types. So today we will learn how to define an array, how to create an array, how to initialize the values to that array along with its types. So there are two types, that is one dimensional and multidimensional. So here is the concept map which shows the concept of array. So here I have declared the integer type of array. So always remember, array holds the values of same data type. So each index in the array holds the integer value only. Array always starts from the index 0. So here 126 is number, integer number belongs to index 0. 32 integer value is belong to index 1. Like that, array index 4 is holding a value of 200 which is integer. So today we will learn the concept of array in Java. So what do you mean by array? Array in the Java are homogeneous data structure implemented in Java as objects. Array store one or more values of specific data type and provide indexed access to store the same. A same specific element in an array is accessed by its index. Arrays offers a convenient means of grouping related information. So always remember, when you create an array, you have to save the same data type values in that array. Obtaining an array is a two-step process. First, you must declare a variable of the desired array type. And second, you must allocate the memory that will hold the array by using new keyword or new operator and assign it to the array variable. So here we have created number array of integer data type and we are trying to allocate 5 memory allocations. We need to reserve 5 memory allocations for this number array. So this 10 value is belong to number of 0. This 0 is known as index or you can say subscript. So number of 0 belong to 10 value. Number of 1 belong to 20 value. Likewise number of 4 belong to 50. And these all values should be have same data type. You cannot save the integer value and floating value in same array. To save the other data type, you need to create another type of array. So array is nothing but what? You can save multiple values of same data type. Now we will see the first type, that is one dimensional array. A list of items can be given one variable name using only one subscript and such a variable is called as single subscripted variable or one dimensional array. Now how to create array? Array must be declared and created in the computer memory before they are used. Creation of array involves 3 steps. Declare the array, create the memory locations and put values into the memory locations. So first we have to declare the array. Then second we have to create the memory locations by using new keyword. And third you have to insert the values, you have to insert the array elements into that memory locations. Now how to declare the array? First step, how to declare an array. Array can be declared in the two forms. Either you can declare the array by using data type, name of the array and square bracket, or data type, square bracket and array name. So here is the example which shows both the declarations, int number square brackets and int square brackets numbers. Now how to create the array. After declaring the variable for the array needs to be created in the memory. This can be done by using new keyword in the following way. Array name is equal to new data type. In the square bracket, you need to mention the size of that array. Means how many elements you want to store in that array. So here is the example. Suppose I want to save 10 numbers into that array. So in the square bracket, I will mention 10 value. That means size of that array. So in this example, numbers is equal to new int 10. That means I have reserved 10 memory locations for the numbers, which is the integer data type. This statement assigns 10 contiguous memory locations of the type int to the variable number. The array can store 10 elements. Int number square bracket is equal to new int of 10. So in these figures, you can see the number is equal to new int of 5. Now this int of 5 means what? 5 contiguous memory allocations I have reserved for the number. The data type of this number array is integer. And number of 0, number of 1, number of 2, number of 3 and number of 5. So these 5 memory locations I have reserved by using new keyword. Now how to initialize an array? The final step is to put the values into the array created. This process is known as initialization. Now how to initialize an array? So you need to write the name of the array. In the square bracket you need to mention the index, or you can say subscript equal to the value. So here is the example. Number of 0 is equal to 50, number of 1 is equal to 60. That means on the 0th index you have saved 50 and first index you have saved 60 value. We can also initialize the array automatically in the same way as ordinary variable when they are declared. Let us see this concept with the help of example. So here first you need to mention the data type, name of the array along with the square bracket which is equal to list of value in the curly bracket. So int number square bracket is equal to, in the curly bracket you need to write the elements of an array. So remember this 35, 40, 50, 45, 95, these all elements are in the same data type, that is integer, and these all values are saved in the number array. Now you want to find out the length of that array. So we have length property. So in Java, all the arrays store the allocated size in the variable named length. We can access the length of the array by using a.length. So here a is your array name. Int a size is equal to a.length. So using this concept you can access the length of the array. Now here we will see how to create the array, how to put the values into the array, and how to access the array elements. So here you can see I have declared the a1. I have mentioned the name of the array, that is a1 of integer data type, and how many memory allocations I want. So I want 3 memory locations, and I have reserved this 3 memory locations by using new keyword. Now how to put the values? So you can put the values into an array by using a1 of 0 is equal to 11, a1 of 1 is equal to 22, and a1 of 2 is equal to 33. That means on 0th locations you have saved 11. On first index you have saved 22, like that. Now you want to display those saved element. So how you doing this? You will be doing this by using system.out.println, and you want to access first element. So here you need to write a of 1 of 0 because you want to access the 0th, that is your first element. Now second element you want to access, so you can write a1 of 1. So this a1 of 1 means what? First index, that is your second element of an array. So like that you can access the array variables. So after executing this will be the expected output. First element is equal to 11, second element is equal to 22, and third element is equal to 33. So in this way you can implement the one-dimensional array in Java. Now we will see something about the two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array, or you can say multi-dimensional array, can be thought of as a table of rows and columns. So yes, so this two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array represents the rows and columns. So here you need to write the two square bracket. One square bracket is represents the row and another square bracket represents the column. So here in the syntax you can see you need to mention the data type, then two square brackets, one is for row and another for is column, and the name of the array. So here is the example: int, two square brackets and numbers. So in this way you can create two-dimensional array. To create the array in the memory, following statement can be used. Numbers is equal to new int 3 and 3. That means you are creating 3 rows and 3 columns. So this will create two-dimensional array of 9 elements, 3 rows and 3 columns. Suppose you want to create 2 rows and 3 columns. So in that case you have to write new int 2 and 3. So total array elements is what? 6. 2 rows and 3 columns. So likewise you can declare or define two-dimensional arrays. So let us explain this concept with the help of example. So here you can see I have declared a array and I have initialized the values also. So in the first curly bracket I have mentioned 10, 20, and in the another curly bracket I have mentioned 30 and 40. Now I want to access those elements. So how I'll access these elements? So a of 0 and 0 means I'm going to access 0 and 0, that means 10 I want to access. Then 0 and 1 means I'm going to access 20th element. Then 1 comma 0, 30, and 1 comma 1, that is 40. So in this way you can access two-dimensional arrays elements. So after executing this, the output will be like that. So in this way you can implement two-dimensional array with the help of simple example. So in this example you can see how to declare an two-dimensional array, how to initialize the value to that array, and how to access, how to print those array elements. So here my array is 2 by 2. That means total elements of the array is 4. Now we will take the quick revision based on today's session. Which method is used to calculate the element present in the array? The options are length, capacity, size, all of the above. So answer is length. The next one is types of array. The options are one-dimensional, two-dimensional, both A and B, none of the above. So your answer is both A and B. So before closing this session, students need to understand how to execute the code. So here, open your notepad editor and type your program. So here I have given 2 underscore d underscore array as a class name. Now I want to create 2 by 2 array. So in this way you can create multi-dimensional array. So here you can see how I declared and initialized the value for two-dimensional 2 by 2. Now two-dimensional array elements you want to display. So now this 10 is located at 0 at 0, that is 0th column and 0th row. This 20 is located at 0th rows and first column. 30 first row 0th column, and this 40 is located first row and first column. So let's execute this code. So you have to save this code in your bin folder. So in this way you have to save your file. So your class name is 2 underscore d underscore array, and you need to give Java extension over here and save. Open command prompt, or in this way also you can open the command prompt. So here directly you can type cmd. You will directly go to the bin folder, and using Java compiler, that is Javac, you need to compile your program. So your file name is 2 underscore d underscore array.java. If your is error free, there is no error, your program is compiled. Yes, my program is compiled now. And to view the output, you need to write interpreter, that is Java. So here you can give the name of the program. Here no need to specify the extension. So in this way you can view the output, you can execute the code. So this is all about your first dimensional and second dimensional array. Thank you, students.